Commence forgetting about a city. Easy. It's easy to do. Just don't remember stuff. I'm fantastic at that personally. Hello everyone. We're back again for the Forgotten City. Because I want to play the game more. Because it's good. Because it's really good actually. I'm very much enjoying this. So like back on my bullshit I go. I've been playing just many games lately. Just many games, you know? A lot of story-heavy ones too, actually. Like I'm that wasn't really purposeful. It just kind of happened to turn out that way. I think this is reflective of my tastes, if I'm being honest. I forgot to actually change the fucking scene over. There we go. Hello. I almost just started playing without changing the scene off getting ready, and it's like, hey, guys! Welcome! Welcome back to the Forgotten City. Last time on Forgetting Cities, it got a bit darker. I have a golden bow. I can see the modified emote, so it works for me. Works for me.
A golden bow, just like Apollo and Diana's.
Yeah, I got a golden bow. I fought through a palace. It was full of statues that try to fuck your day up. It was very spooky. Something's currently happening.
Care of him.
Fabia! Fabia, where are you?
An accident? So, it's over? Oh God, it's such a relief. I really thought we were all going to
Good
die.
start. Good start to the stream.
I do have a question though. That shrine, the one I was going to hide in, did you know it was going to collapse?
If I said yes, I'd be admitting to murder. No.
Really? Then how? Oh, I see. I should probably keep my big mouth shut then. Sorry. I promise, nobody else will ever know what you did. But I know. That was really clever. Thank you. I'm glad you're here. Oh, speaking of which, welcome.
If I said yes, does that constitute breaking the golden rule?
Need anything? Alright. Thank
Okay, no, I do actually want to ask you questions, but like, can I do it like inside the building and not on the other side of a brick fucking wall?
Salve and welcome. Oh, there's not much to tell. I mostly just bake bread and...
I love the bread bakers.
I suppose it all started about 8 months ago. I was living in Rome with my family when I got sick. Terrible timing. My pa had just arranged a husband for me. A fisherman's son. I was about to meet him for the first time when I came down with an awful fever. I spent the next week in bed. Pa paid priests to make offerings to Asclepius, a white rooster, then a goat. But nothing worked. In the end, they decided I'd do better outside the city. Clean air in the countryside would do me good, they said. But after about a day in a carriage on the Appian Way, I was getting worse. Not
Just
better.
send a sick person to the
I remember
countryside, it's
closing
fine.
my eyes for a bit, and I guess I must have fell asleep because when I opened them again, I was in a forest by a river. I suppose the driver took off with his fee and left me for dead. Can't say I blame him. I wouldn't have wanted to catch what I had either. Anyway, I went searching for help, stumbled across the trapdoor temple, and here I am. It's nice of you to say, but you should save your sympathy. Lots of
Yeah,
people
so
need it
as we
more
established
than I
last time, it seems pretty likely that everyone here is like dead, including us, as it happens.
Terrible shame, that is. Maybe this'll help. Late last night, I was cleaning my oven when I heard some noises outside. The forum's usually dead quiet at that hour, so I came out to see what was going on. To be honest, I thought maybe poor old Dooley had got out of his cell and was snooping around again. So I put my head out and saw someone in front of Virgil's shop. I couldn't tell who. It was too dark. I called out to them, but they just turned and ran off without a word. All I remember is they ran past a lit torch, and the light glinted off something metallic. Armour, I think. So I suppose it could only be one of 3 people. Horatius, Domitius, or Rufius. I hope that helps.
Cool.
All right. Thanks again for...
Information. I'm poking around in people's belongings. Things to buy once I've escaped. Villa, 2-horse chariot, seat on the Senate, 4-horse chariot. A villa, 10-horse chariot, 12 slave girls. This guy sucks. Where even is Decius? Why is Rufus all the way over here? Wasn't he just hanging out on, like, the steps before? I get lost around here real easy. There's just, like, weird cave networks and shit. Like, it goes down and down and down, and it keeps going down, and then I need a flashlight, and then down some more.
I'm guessing that Promethean fire's not for sale.
There. Still no sign of Scintilla. And I haven't slept right through it.
Don't be too hard on yourself.
From what I hear, nobody saw it coming. Anyway, I thought you Stoics weren't supposed...
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Worth. Oh no, I'm gold! I really shouldn't do that for a joke because the load times take so long, but Decius deserved it, okay? Actually, it loaded really quickly that time. Never mind.
I haven't slept right through
Yeah, you can be turned into god. I mean, I guess it's just
From what I
health.
hear, nobody saw it
Isn't
coming.
that a big
Anyway,
long
I thought
bow?
you Stoics weren't supposed to worry about things you can't control. Yeah, but
Not bad.
I keep thinking,
Bad at all.
what if there is something I can do?
Hello there,
What
partner.
if she's out there somewhere, suffering,
I'm glad you're
waiting
here.
to be found?
There's like two conversations going on at once.
Confusion about my little practical joke
For
earlier.
the gods.
You see, my plan was to give you a little
Get some
fright.
rest.
You know, like two
Tomorrow's
friends
a new
joking
day.
around at the Saturnalia, and then surprise,
suppose
I'd
you're
open the
right.
door. But when I opened it, you were gone. Partner, I swear, this is just a misunderstanding. Look, why don't you keep our bow as compensation? Fine, fine. It's a credit to you that you're able to see the humour in all of this. Now, can I help you with something? Malleolus. I mean, Sentius couldn't even keep his daughter safe. What hope does he have of protecting us?
Do I want them to vote for Sentius? I don't care about that.
Salve!
You again.
Oh yeah, hang on, I have the cure for his rheumatism.
What about it? Willow bark. And this will work?
Does willow bark work on rheumatism?
Thank God. Finally, some relief. This is what I've been praying for. Maybe God hasn't abandoned me after.
Ah, the singular god.
Thank you. I've...
Singular god. Maybe he is the one harassing Virgil. Hmm.
No rheumatism. These cursed statues always...
Okay, that's a bit more on the nose.
Crisis of faith. It was too much. Started messing with my head. I owe you one. No idea what you're talking about. All right. After this, we're square. I think I have seen that plaque. Sorry I lied. Can't be too careful these days. Hidden to the caves behind the theater.
Cool. A lead, useful.
Oh, and here. You'll need this key.
That was surprisingly easy. Key to secret shrine. Oh.
Get that from me.
Oh. Oh, I see.
No idea what you're talking about?
Bluff.
Yeah? Prove it.
Oh, okay.
Malleolus. Not sure I trust Sentius. Couldn't even protect his daughter in a city.
Does willow bark act like aspirin? Is that what is that the thing?
No.
No.
See you around.
Well,
Yeah. Well, I
isn't
wouldn't.
that
I
a
wouldn't
big
know.
Long bow.
Willow bark has salicylic acid. Salicylic acid? Sacrylic?
Stay away from my money.
I will steal whatever I bloody well want, Chief. Okay, I could steal that, but then it would be bad. But what if there's something really cool in there?
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Damn, there's a ton of money in there.
What have you done, you...
There's a ton of money in there. That would solve the money problem right quick. I'll keep that in mind. I don't want to do it though. Like, I don't want to reset the loop right now. I feel like I'm too far in to do that.
Horatius?
Unless you want to
Looking a bit troubled there.
Still no sign of Centaur.
Get out.
And I haven't slept right in 3 weeks.
Who's fucking yelling at me?
Hard on yourself. From
I'll
what
do
I
us all
hear,
a favour and
nobody
drink
saw it
hemlock
coming.
cap at murder.
Anyway, I thought you Stoics weren't supposed to worry about things you can't control.
Yeah, but I keep
Why are you
thinking,
so rude? I didn't steal your money yet.
I'll do us all a
what
favour.
if she's out there somewhere
What's a
suffering,
caput murder?
waiting to be found?
Sounds like you're torturing yourself.
Right, no, hang on. What was the other one?
Leave that for the gods. Try to relax. Get some rest. Tomorrow's a new day.
Yeah, I don't know why she's so mad. I don't remember. Maybe I will just steal her money and, like, loop then. But not before I do this. Oh, yeah, this locked door. I forgot about this completely, don't you know? There's bread here. I could steal the bread. Really? Just like that? Do you know, someone else on my Discord, like, bought the game after I streamed it and then was like, oh yeah, I beat it in 2 hours. And I was like, how the fuck did you do that?
What are you doing here? Please leave.
Hey, wait, come back, hey.
I hope you're coping.
What?
Oh, so soon?
What? No, wait, hey. Wait, it's okay. It's okay. Imagine me just like T-posing with a flashlight behind some poor woman. Behold Prometheus's fire! Ooh, gabu. Hey, Livlin. Hello, everyone. I don't think I said hi to anyone. I'm just like bad streamer, just like launched right into gameplay. What'd you miss? Honestly, not much. I got the Roman plaque, so I'm 1 out of 4. But it wasn't actually that difficult. I just had to talk to someone, and they were like, "Here's the key." And I walk into the room, and there's like, there you go. It was right there. Dooley is apparently an option for this. Didn't I highlight the Greek one?
Hello? Hello? Have we? My friend Hannibal used to look after me. He said he
Bad streamer focused on entertaining chat rather than placating them. Hi, TQ.
He said he gave me this key and made me promise to keep it safe until I found the treasure.
Because I could call in the favor and other dialogue lines with him instead. Maybe.
All I remember is he said something about assistance, but when I went up to the high one, they put me in here. Now nobody looks after me, except my friend Galerius.
You talk too slowly.
Hannibal. Galerius. What about the rule? Like, if You helped make him Majesty. Hannibal said it was...
Ah.
Bye-bye.
You missed the entire Fuga closure stream. That was like Saturday, dude. That was ancient history now.
Arve. Certain. It's a reasonable question, but the problem is, this place is fairly well designed, and even if you could build a ladder big enough, just trying it would break the golden rule.
What? Why?
We know that. May Fortuna...
Stop turning around!
It must be completed by dusk. It'll be between Sentius, the incumbent, and Malik. Why do you... I like the idea, but I know Galerius well, and his position has always been that he won't run unless Malleolus...
Saturday is so long you can't remember which character Fuga even was anymore. I think I might be biased against them having called the game that, based purely on the fact that people keep saying that to me. Even as a joke, it's annoying.
All of the male citizens... That's just the way it's always been, I'm afraid. It never sat right with me, either. There are some women who can vote, Vestal priestesses like myself, but in this case, given my role overseeing the election, I've decided to...
Her voice is weirdly quiet right now for some reason, by the way.
...that I'm being anything but fair and independent, but if it's any consolation...
Because everyone was like, is Fuga a character? Is Fuga the tank? And I'm like, it's just...
By using whatever gifts the gods gave you.
It's just a word.
Untoward, of course. Certainly. See you again soon, I hope.
Okay, so in order to get into the cistern, I need to get Dooley out of the thing, which means I need to go talk to Malleolus, I guess, which I can just walk into his house, actually. I've got like 3 million keys. Fuga is not the tank's name, though. It's fairly key that it's not. Because it does come up. No, Fuga is why that game is called Fuga. They mean fugue. They mean fugue, like as in the music word fugue, like a composition. Like there's a certain kind of like music theory word called a fugue. It's that. They mean that. It's pronounced fuga in Japanese, but like they kept it like spelled that way in English, which is confusing.
Good citizens, and now I make this solemn promise to good citizens under my... Did you just scale the wall to my villa somehow? I must remember to have words with that buffoon Domitius. Well, why have you risked life and limb?
I don't think it's a bad translation necessarily. I think it's a branding thing, but I still don't like it.
My name is Marcus Malleolus Gurgis. You seem to have confused me with someone else.
I mean, they're all named after music shit. Like, the whole series is named after a music thing.
You mean my heterochromia? I am guilty of nothing.
Teo Concerto, someone told me that apparently the Japanese title of Solatorobo is Solatorobo Kodae, which like Coda's a music thing, I don't fucking know.
Alexander the Great had it too, as it happens. I like to think it is simply the way the gods have chosen to mark a natural-born ruler. Nothing more. Well, I am not suffering from any delusions, as today's election will firmly establish. Unlikely, because it simply isn't true. Now, was there something else you wanted?
Yes, drop out.
Are you insane? You barge into my villa, uninvited, and then make outrageous demands?
My demands are so
Sure
rageous.
from an election, I'm bound to win. You fool.
The many shall
Dang it.
suffer for the sins of the one.
That counts? Yeah, it's murder. Like, I don't know, I threatened to do a murder, I guess. Okay, so that approach doesn't work, but hang on, I have an idea. If I'm gonna loop now, and I kind of think I will loop now, actually, I'm gonna go steal the money first. Excuse me. Excuse me. Fuck off. Yeah. Oh, no good here. Whoo! The word outrageous. Hi, Gem and the polygraphs. Look, I figured I would seize the chance while I had it, you know? Although looping kind of makes that more complicated than I would like. That's fine, I think.
Salve, friend. Oh. Yulia.
Oh, wait, I can just outsource all of my side quests to Galerius.
Poor guy. Alright, let me see. Stop. I'll go.
That's okay. That's really funny, but also that's like genuinely helpful that I don't have to constantly redo everything all the time. You just outsource your side quests to Galerius. It's not even really side quests, is it? But see, now I've got money, right? I'm seeing that you can't see it because my webcam's obscuring, but I've got like 4,000 denarii on me right now. So you know what? I can probably get up there now. Sure fucking can. Sure looks like it. Don't know what I'd actually find in there, but I intend to find out. Oh wait, hang on. No, that's the palace. Didn't I come from there? Galerians. Is there a connection? I don't think so.
Welcome. Ah, we've all... I used to lay awake at... I still don't have any of the answers, I'm afraid. All right, well, it was lovely to meet you. I look forward to getting to know you better over the coming months.
Galerius is a good lad.
And if you ever...
I need to stop Ulpius. I have the money.
No. Ulpius, what are you doing? Get back from there. If you lose your balance, you'll fall.
That's the idea.
What?
Why do you think?
I know.
Okay, try again.
Please.
Try again.
Thank
you. Well, you don't understand.
Maybe I can help solve your problem.
If I backed out.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I got.
Really?
I did the stuff.
To that. Really? Wait. So.
Actually, I do have money.
Want me to work for you then. You'd do that for us.
Money solves all problems.
A couple of complete strangers. It seems today we're both blessed. This did not
turn out how I thought. Thank you, friend. I never thought people like you existed. Thank you.
Minus 2,000 money!
Our debts immediately. I just wish there was some way I could repay you. But I have nothing but
I seek information, Ulpius.
I'll go and take care of things with Malleolus and tell Yulia the good news. Thanks again, friend. I'll never forget what you did for us.
Oh. Right, so, about that whole election thing. I have no real leads on how to go about that. Not a fucking sausage of an idea about how to go about that at the moment. If you loop now, would I need another 2,000 to pay off his slavery again? Yeah, I think so. Okay.
No idea. Yeah?
You won't tell me.
Welcome.
Sir.
I don't care what you think. You don't have any power anymore.
You're right, lad. I'll just let myself in.
Thank you. Domitius doesn't usually let anyone in here without a hefty tribute. Look, if I had a Roman plaque in my possession, I'd be happy to sell it to you.
But I already got the Roman plaque. I don't care.
Why? You are acting. I trust you.
Okay. Oh! That hole doesn't get... Ew. That's bleak. That hole doesn't get broken in the villa if Ulpius doesn't kill himself. I kind of thought there was just a hole there. Okay, did they... Yeah, they did go here. Okay, let's talk. Ulpius, I desire information from you, I guess, maybe. I don't know. Ah, see? There you go. That's a good one. It's a good idea.
You mean where am I from and all that? Judea, originally. But when I was a child...
The mystery plate is Hebrew.
Romanized my name and spent most of my life in the Jewish district of Trans-Tiberim, across the Tiber from the main city. That's where I was when the fires broke out. Everyone was running toward the river, and I, listening to my inner contrarian...
It is Hebrew, right? I second-guessed myself there.
...was in chaos. Full of people with all their belongings in carts, and brigands preying on them. Several hours down the Appian Way, I saw another Jewish family being attacked by 3 opportunists. So I picked up a branch from the side of the road, and went to defend them. I can only assume they got the better of me, because the next thing I knew... It's strange, though, because I still had my purse on me. Why would a robber knock me unconscious and throw me in a river, but not take my coins? A lot of good it did me. And that family. I sometimes wonder what happened to them.
Okay, so this guy...
Attila and I were in love. And then, 22 days ago, she went missing. All right. One night a few months ago, when I was cleaning Malleolus's villa, I heard a young woman singing. I wasn't allowed out. So once everyone else was asleep, I climbed up the inside of the villa and onto the roof, just to see where that sound was coming from. And that's when I saw her, standing in the garden of the magistrate's villa. I just sat there on the roof, listening to her with my chin on my knees. And for the first time in a long time, I felt hopeful. And then she looked up and saw me, and she smiled. I knew at that moment the fates had brought me to her. And from the moment she asked my name with this warmth and curiosity, I knew I'd have done anything for her.
Dang,
So
really
for
into it.
weeks on end, each night I'd climb out of the villa and into her father's garden.
Someone's trying to get in, but we're blocking the door.
Talk about all the things we'd do once we got out of here. And then one morning I woke up and everyone was out searching for her. They said she'd vanished in the night. All I could do was keep my head down and try to hide how beside myself I was.
Hey, Flop Freak. I think you'd hiding something. I think that's a typo.
All I know is she loved me. She'd never have taken her own life. And there's no way anybody could have killed her under the Golden Rule. I can't prove it, but I just know she's still alive somehow. Even now, it's as if I can hear her voice in my head, crying out to me. That can only mean one thing.
You're fucking
Somebody
crazy.
Abducted her. I have no idea how, or who would want to do something like that to such a sweet, lovely girl. But what else could have happened? My guess? Malleolus had something to do with it.
I don't know, I trust him.
Without doubt, the most evil
Do you guys
man
trust him? I
have
trust him.
ever known. I have no idea where he'd be keeping her, but there is one room in his villa, upstairs, which is always locked. I've never seen the inside of it, and I haven't been able to steal a key without breaking the Golden Rule. But I have a feeling that if you could get in there somehow, it would shed light on a great many things. Let me know what you discover.
I like this lead. Really, I don't get like a lead for that one. Fuck is the Golden Rule? If anyone sins, everyone dies.
That's quite an impressive bow.
Okay, I like that lead because it constitutes dirt. How do I get upstairs? Malleolus, where are your stairs? Nope. Nope. Mala. Oh, there are your stairs. Okay, there's one room upstairs which is always locked, huh? I mean, I already had the key, so, you know.
I'm not supposed to be in here.
Correct.
Talk. What business could you possibly have with me? My marital affairs are no concern of yours. Thank you very much. An intriguing proposition. Go on.
Cool.
Perhaps you're not as silly as those clothes make you look. What makes you say that?
What about this makes me look silly?
You know, I may have the very thing you're looking for. Some time ago, when he still cared for me, he wrote me a love letter. Only, he used the wrong name. Now, addressing one's wife by the wrong name is not unheard of among philandering Romans.
Is the main character of the game you? Yeah, you're like a time traveler.
He got wrong.
I'm not a Roman. I'm from now.
Confronted him about it, and he stammered through some incoherent response. I let it go, eventually, and yet questions have lingered. But wait a minute. Why exactly are you helping me?
I help everyone for fun. Oh yeah, also I've picked a woman character. That was,
To withdraw. Listen, I may not be Penelope to his Ulysses, but to ruin his plans to become a magistrate? You must think me quite mad. I've heard enough. Get out of here at once.
What?
Donitius, come quickly. We're being robbed.
Do I need to call...
Oh, so much money too. Maybe I will rob you, just later.
You again. Ha! What? You are. My name. You. That. I try.
If I fucked that up, do I need to reload to try that again, or loop? When was the last time a save happened? I don't know when that was, is the thing. How long ago was 12:26? Like 4 minutes ago, apparently? Fuck it. It's not quick at all! Jeff City. The loading is not quick in the slightest when it, like, reloads the whole fucking map like this. Okay, where the hell am I, relatively speaking? Oh, it saved just after my conversation with Ulpius, I think. That's fairly convenient for my purposes. Yeehaw. Okay, let's try this conversation again, shall we? It is a time loop game.
Talk. I think a better question. I have quite enough marriage. My marriage.
Okay.
You know, some time ago. Now,
Alright.
But I couldn't agree more.
We women have to
One
stick together.
hand washes the other, as they say. It seems our interest.
Is that it? Is that all I had to say?
Identity will give me the leverage
Women, us. We got this.
Appropriately.
Yes.
I need you to do something for me. I want you to bring me some wine.
I think I have wine,
Just
actually.
one small
I picked it up randomly.
Oh, don't look at me like that. I know this must be hard for you to wrap your sweet little pleb head around.
Hey!
What do you need me to spell
Call me a
out?
pleb head!
Let me tell you something about Malleolus. He talks a lot about freedom, but what he doesn't tell you is that he means freedom for men. After all I've done for him, counseling him through his entire election campaign, and he had the audacity to lock me in here. He said it was for my own good, and that my drinking was unbecoming of a lady, let alone the wife of a magistrate. I'll show him unbecoming. Tonight, at his victory party, I'm going to get good and merry, and if he tries to discipline me again, I'll threaten to expose his true identity in front of everyone. I am so looking forward to it. You mean, aside from the fact that I'm locked in this room because there's barely any left in the city? In fact, there's only one small urn.
Okay, but I think I have it, actually. Yeah, like I picked it up at some point. I picked it up way earlier. And now that I have the letter, I need not do this interaction twice.
Now, Perhaps you can tell me who Quinctius really is.
What?
He's... Oh no. That's... quite a lot more serious than I imagined. I only wanted some leverage over him, not to destroy him. Give me that immediately. Nobody else must know.
Absolutely not.
What? No. You tricked me, you mendacious little stirkers.
Sure did.
It was a lie of a mission. You were planning this all along and you deliberately concealed it. May Jupiter cut you down.
Sure did.
I curse you. I curse your life and mind and memory. May you be unable to walk or eat or drink. May this drag you to the depths. This is outrageous.
Owned, idiot! Woohoo! Women gotta stick together, woo!
You again. What is it now?
Hey, bitch!
My name is... You... And I like... What? That's... Ha! What? So... It finally caught up with me. I suppose that makes you... What? One of Nero's assassins?
Nope, just an asshole.
So... You're not going to kill me?
Ah, this is another option. I don't need 2,000 money to free Ulpius, but I never would have known. Unless I paid the money to get the information. Ooh! But, like, it wasn't... There was nothing preventing me from just looking in there in the first place, actually.
Oh, so much work and money.
There was nothing preventing me from just looking in that room, though. Like, I had the key.
Fine. Ruling this cess.
You could just shortcut the whole process.
Anyway. I'll have Domitius notify
Now that I've got the letter, if I loop again, I can just...
and release those
just like that.
from debt bondage. There. You got what you wanted. Now, please, leave my villa and never speak to me again.
There's always a short way to get to the puzzle because of the whole looping thing, right? It's very clever. It's very clever like that. It's a very clever game. Alright. Now where the fuck's Galerius?
Domitius, are you listening?
Yes, sir.
I've made a decision to release Julia and Ulpius and...
Did we lose the letter? No, should still be there. Let me check. Yep, still got it. Our shit stays with us when we loop, so... I assume I can just shortcut the process every single time I loop if I need to do it more than once. Which I probably don't, because I think I just want the key off Dooley. Hey, Galerius! Hey, Galerius! Hey, Galerius! Fucking... What is my ultimate goal? I'm trying to collect 4 plaques to open the Great Temple. I have a great plan. I surely will not live to regret that. I should have turned the eggs golden before I picked them up. I think it's going through the cutscene before I'm allowed to talk to Galerius. It's like I'm not around to see it because I immediately ran off, but they're like, you can see the subtitles are like doing a thing. Blessed closed captioning, huh? I almost just fucking died. There you go.
Salve again, friend. I went and did as you asked, and it worked. How is it possible that you've just arrived here and you already know everyone?
Why did Malleus resign? I blackmailed him. Easy.
Good one. But seriously, how did you know? You're toying with me, right? Wait, you're not kidding, are you? That's the only way you could have known. You're a bit like... Oh, what was his name? Sisyphus. Yeah, that's the one. Old King Sisyphus. Sisyphus was a Greek king a long time ago. For daring to think he could outsmart the gods.
I will outsmart the shit out of those gods. You know, I get... I know the myth.
Actually, now that I think about it, there are a bunch of old stories about the gods punishing people by making them do the same futile task over and over.
Yeah, there's lots of modern stories about that too. It's called modern office work.
The Pleiades had to keep fetching water in a sieve. Oh, and Ixion was strapped to a wheel going round and round forever. But on the bright side, at least you're not stuck in the underworld like they all were. Anyway, I don't know which god you managed to upset to get yourself into this position, friend, but you seem all right to me. So, I'll tell you what.
Okay.
Oh, that's kind of you to say.
Okay, now.
I'm going to keep your secret. Although, it's not as if I'll remember this next time we talk anyway, right? Oh, and if our conversations ever start to annoy you, just tell me you're busy. I know when I'm not wanted.
Oh, Galerius.
Fortune smile.
Bless this man in his role as, like, the designated, like, game mechanic holder of pieces. Anyway, go run! Stop it!
And strange, too, since that device you use is exactly the same as one I've been working on for weeks. Oh, of course! It's because I already gave it to you in a previous time loop, isn't it? Anyway, I'm sorry to ask.
Oh, he picks up quickly.
Is there any chance you'd be willing to do me a favor?
Okay.
Well, I've been trying to get this rare flower from the rocks.
I picked that up fucking ages ago. It was like the first thing I did.
So I hung a rope over the lake and made this pulley device, only I couldn't quite summon the nerve to use it. Do you think you could use the device again? Really? You already have it? I picked it up in a previous loop, I suppose. It's gonna take me a while to get my head around that. This is going to make her so happy. Equitia, I mean. Now I just have to figure out how to give it to her. What I really want to do is walk up to her, give her the flower, and confess I've been madly in love with her.
This is all not what I want you to do right now. I want you to run.
Shake the feeling that the consequences could be terrible. You mean aside from her execution? You see, Equitia is a Vestal priestess, meaning she's taken a vow of chastity, the breaking of which would be an extremely serious affront to the gods and a capital offense. Even if she was just suspected of being unchaste, it could lead to her execution. Unchaste Vestals get buried alive. Oh, and I'd get flogged to death for good measure. But at the same time, she's just so kind and graceful, and I feel so much love for her that if I don't tell her, it'll burn a hole in my chest. I don't know what to do. What do you think? What would you do?
I think you could admire her, discreetly, from afar.
I suppose you're right. What I need is a go-between. Someone who can tell her how... What do you say?
Okay.
Wonderful! Now, all I need you to do is give her the flower and tell her it's from a secret admirer. Tell her I'll keep my distance and that I just want her to know that she's loved. Thank you. Come back as quick as you can and tell me what she says.
Okay, can we discuss the election now, Galerius?
Salve again, my Sisyphean friend. Now, what's on your mind? I've bounced the idea around once or twice, mainly as a way of getting Dooley set free. God knows Sentius is never going to do it. But from what I hear, Malleolus has the election stitched up. And maybe that's not such a... He did? Oh, that was unexpected. I wonder what could have possessed him to do that. Well, I guess it's time for me to step up then. I'll let Equitia know I'll be running.
Okay.
Friend.
Good. That took a lot just happened there. Quite a lot, as it happens. Ulpius.
Shalom. Sentius, I suppose. I'd have to be insane to vote for Malleolus after... Galerius, the farmer. He's a good man, but I think he's more valuable on the farm than as magistrate.
Aw.
Really? I was sure he was hiding something in there.
Well, he was hiding
I feel
something
like
in
I've
there.
looked everywhere. At least everywhere I could get to. There are still two places I've never been able to reach. First, the palace. If Navia managed to get in, then I suppose
I went
Sentia
there.
could have too. The only other place she could be is somewhere in the Cistern network.
Oh, Cisterns,
I
huh?
remember hearing that Dooley had been poking around in
Ah!
the Cistern before he was locked up. So you could ask him about it, I suppose.
That's what I've been trying to do.
All right, friend.
Money! Cash! Dinero. Did we ever shoot the guy who locked us up? Yes. Yes, we did. Hang on, is that a chest buried down there? Money! It's very convenient you're doing the exact quest lines you missed in your playthroughs. I've just been sort of doing it as the crow flies, but apparently my crow flies in circles and gets lost a lot. Right. Now I have to get him to win the election. How the fuck do I do that? I gotta win the people's favor?
Feeling all right?
Oh, right. Women can't vote. I forgot. I was about to I was like, why can't I ask her about the election? Women can't vote.
Hello there, friend. May I say, that is a glorious bow you...
Oh yeah, he's forgotten.
Do you mind if I ask where you acquired it? Are you well, stranger? Have you been out in the sun too long? You seem... Sentius, I suppose. Yeah? And what's he gonna do for me? He's nothing. Certainly, for a few thousand denarii. Nothing illegal about it? Well, that's a shame. Very well.
I hate this guy. Okay, Virgil? Virgil. Where's Virgil? Hey, Virgil. You are not busy. You are lying. Fucker. I'll come back later then. Whatever. I'll go talk to someone else first. Hang on, I can have both a wooden bow and a golden bow. I don't know why I would want that, but I could do it. Greek statue of a woman. Oh, Greek? Word? Word? Hang on, did I just like... What? Did I just apply the power of observation to the problem? Well, maybe I don't fucking need to bribe him any. Well, yeah, maybe the bow might actually bribe. But anyway, hang on. Look, focus, focus. I just found like a secret. Well, not really a secret. I think I may have just found something. It's an area behind a Greek statue that seems like it's progress. I feel like something important lies in this direction, you know? I don't think I've been here before. Oh, hello. Can I fall down there? No, it won't let me. You have to test these things, dude. That just looks like death. What the fuck? Oh, I failed something. Oh well.
Come and join me by the fire. Welcome, welcome. May I ask your name? It's a sincere pleasure to meet.
I don't know what I was expecting to find, but not that.
What brings you all the way down here?
Idle curiosity.
Ah, yes, that cursed thing. I know exactly where it is.
Sick.
I will tell you everything I know, but first, a request. I have been living down here alone for many years, with nobody to talk to but myself. The one thing I long for above all else before I die is a good philosophical argument with somebody astute.
He really just wants to debate someone.
Let us find out with this simple question. Have you deduced the name of the god responsible for the Golden Rule?
No.
Excellent. I see you are indeed quite astute. Very few come to that realization before their time in the sun is over. Now, will you join me in a friendly Socratic dialogue? Good enough for me. Now, let me begin.
I'm not Socratic.
Would you say you know the difference between right and wrong? You are an overthinker too. We're the same then. This is probably why I became a philosopher. But if you struggle with right and wrong normally, then down here with the Golden Rule, surely your struggle can only have become more difficult. Well, that's reassuring. And the truth is, you're not alone. You see, out there in the world, being uncertain about right and wrong was acceptable, because our mistakes rarely had consequences. So we would tell lies and bend rules and turn a blind eye and rationalize, and yet still find a way to think of ourselves as good people. But under the Golden Rule, morality matters. The slightest
It's a really fuzzy kind of morality, though.
mass execution. So to navigate this maze, we would have to be certain about the difference between right and wrong. Wouldn't you agree? That is an excellent question, and it leads directly to my next line of inquiry. So let me ask you this. Is there one system of morality which is always perfectly correct?
No.
Which you could follow in every situation and always do the right thing? Are you sure? Or is it possible that humans simply haven't figured out the right system yet? So is it up to each of us to decide what right and wrong mean to us individually? Or must we simply follow the laws and customs of whichever community we're in?
Wait, I want to change my answer. What?
So if a man feels that stoning to death his unfaithful wife is right, then is it right? I agree, but why? Didn't you just say right and wrong depends on the individual? I see. So you get to decide right from wrong. The people who see things...
This is not the kind of conversation I'm good at or would care about.
Empathy, the emotion. Let me ask you this. Imagine you were forced to choose between the death of your beloved spouse.
I'm being debated on a stream!
Knowing there will be no legal consequences, who would you mark for death? Of course, everyone would. Our empathy, like a siren song calling us away from our true path, would lure us toward the greater evil. Can
such a beguiling thing be a reliable...
Just shoot him with the bow. Where's the plaque, old man?
...the perfect moral code? My point is this. I don't think anyone alive truly knows any hard and fast rules about right and wrong. Surely you would agree there are circumstances where an exception may be made, such as where it is necessary.
He's gonna, like, we're gonna get to the end of this conversation, he's gonna be like, ah, you were stupid as fuck. No plaque for you. I'm gonna be like, shoot him in the head and, like, go loop again. I'm back, old man, and I have a book.
Those situations are impossible to codify. If there is one thing I have observed about rules, it is that virtuous people do not need them, and evil people will always find a way around them. And so we must accept our limitations.
I don't disagree with that as, like, a pithy statement, but in practice, I'm less convinced of that.
Utopia for which it strives. In mathematics, we would call it an asymptote, a line that can be approached but never reached. Because the only way to create a utopia is with the ever-present threat of force, such as the Golden Rule. This and no other is the root from which a tyrant springs when he first appears as a protector. And life under tyranny is no utopia at all.
I find that compelling, honestly.
I'm glad to hear that. In any case, thank you for humoring an old man. I would be happy to answer your questions. You seek the plaque bearing the Egyptian inscription. It is a cursed object, and I would be happy to give it to you, if Kabash had not already taken it. I will tell you, but you may find him hostile. To prepare for your encounter, there are certain things you must know. Very few know this, but before the Romans came to this city, it was once entirely Greek. The architecture, the temples, and the people. When the Romans came, in typical fashion, they claimed it as their own, built over everything that could be built over, and renamed the things that could not. Thus, the Shrine of Persephone became the Shrine of Proserpina. And when they found an obelisk bearing the name Hades, they tore it off and replaced it with Pluto instead. And the city's dwindling Greek residents, witnessing this compulsive Roman conquest, decided to preserve what they could of their heritage. They gathered their art and valuables, secreted them away through the Temple of Demeter, and hid them here, out of reach of the Romans. However, there was one thing that always seemed out of place to me, and it is the very thing...
I'm just surprised I stumbled into this in the back of a shrine. Like, I didn't get a hint to go here, I just found this. What did it say?
I had no idea until years later, when the first of my friends began to die. As a result of their deaths, we began to dig catacombs branching off from this cavern, to lay them to rest. We extended the tunnel so far that we accidentally discovered another, an even older tunnel, which somebody had gone to great lengths to keep hidden. Suddenly it made sense why there was an out-of-place Egyptian plaque among our people's possessions. You see, we proud Greeks had thought the Romans beasts for stealing.
Ah, but the Greeks, they be stealing...
But it turns out this game has been going on much longer than any of us imagined.
Ah, tricky that.
Through the catacombs and follow Kabash's trail.
Okay.
There are certain things you must see for yourself. Take this key. You'll need it to open the gate.
I assume if I talk to someone I would be directed.
I enjoyed our chat.
We actually never got his name. He didn't tell us. I would like your name.
Good to see. You mean, how did I end up living alone in this...
No, I want... He's not going to tell me his name.
Enjoy.
Whatever. Mystery fourth one is probably something that Ejin ripped off. I believe we've established it's Hebrew. It seems extraordinarily likely that it is Hebrew. Because there's Roman, there's Greek, there's Egyptian, and the mystery one is probably Hebrew.
Ah, you've returned.
No, I have not. That's a bathtub? Oh, a large tub which has been converted into a rather eccentric basin. Fucking...
Ah, you've returned.
Fucking... Diogenes over here. I don't think I pronounced that correctly. I think it is literally... I think it is literally... Diogenes? Diogenes? I pronounced it once and then instantly forgot. I don't even think I said it right the first... Okay, whatever. Get through the door. Diogenes? No, that sounds even worse. You know, Diogenes would, just take a shit directly in front of you. I guess Tang Dynasty. I thought it might have been Chinese as well. That would, given that we were going for, the great civilizations of the ancient world, that seemed like a fairly likely bet, but it seems like we're going with Hebrew. There's a third one we found the first two. No, I've only found one so far, actually. The thing is that I stumbled into this by accident when trying to find the Greek one, so I've just, I don't know. I was trying to find the Greek one, and I accidentally stumbled onto a better lead for this one instead, so I'm doing this. Am I liking the game so far? Yes, it's very clever. It's a whip-smart game. It's engrossing, the writing is involving, the way the narrative constructs itself is deeply clever. It's very, very good. I very much like it. Is that a gold statue of person? Yeah! Check this out. Check this out. Okay, this one doesn't... Whatever. They turn to look at you. Yeah, no, there's gold statues of people all over the place. Also, that one was, hostile. So I kicked it. Sometimes they're hostile. Alright? If I make myself small, they won't see me. Owned. Owned. These guys ragdoll. Oh, that's because... Hang on, I just realized I'm using the regular bow, I think. I just realized... Hang on. I've got the wrong bow equipped. That would be why. I was just hitting them with regular arrows. See, whereas these guys are like mummies. Like, it's not quite the peeled people. They're just them. Well, I mean, I guess it is kind of the same thing, actually. Given the context. It's fucking dark as hell down here, like. Egyptian plaque tries to do the many suffer for the sins of the one. I guess it just changes form. Well then, hang on, if it changes form, then why is it Roman? Surely it should be like, I don't know. Egyptian board game. Oh, it's Senate. Love a good game of Senate. Yosh. Didn't get it. Hop. Suddenly it's become Tomb Raider.
Stop. Do not come any closer. Who are you?
I'm Jeff.
I am Kabash. And let me guess. Another Greek or Roman come to loot and plunder the resting place of my ancestors.
No, I'm British.
Trousers, boots, curious hair. No.
Curious hair? What the fuck do you mean?
To what end? That is welcome news. You really are not Greek or Roman, are you?
No, but you know, just because you know, I do want to still just like take some stuff.
Here, take it and restore the honor of Osiris.
Take it just like that? All right.
Now, as for the other plaque. Indeed.
Huh?
I have it right here. I stumbled across a collection of dusty curiosities.
He just has
while
it?
Searching for a place to hide from the hungry children of Amit. And there it was. You may not. In
Dang.
fact, I am about to destroy it.
Could you not?
Because it speaks a treacherous, blasphemous lie. I will tell you. But first, do you know what this place is?
Not entirely?
It has a name, and that is the Duat. See what has become of it. I have been down here for weeks, piecing together its story.
I'm definitely still looting the place, but like I'm doing it for a good reason, right?
As Egypt declined, and the Greeks had their turn to flourish. Their souls came here in great numbers, but instead of adopting our ways, they copied and corrupted them. When they found the obelisk bearing the name Osiris, the true god of the underworld, they desecrated it, removing his name and replacing it with...
You guys are gonna hate the monomyth.
Even the ferryman of the dead, known to my people long before as Kerti, they renamed...
Holy shit, Ignisis!
As if that desecration was not enough.
Thanks for the host, that's huge. This is kind of like a late game thing, mate. Actually, is it a late game? I have no idea.
So that ours was forgotten.
Hi, welcome to Forgotten City. This game's really good, but it's aggressively story focused.
When the Romans rose to power, renaming Hades to Pluto, and the cycle began anew. I am glad to hear it, which brings me to this.
We're talking to an Egyptian dude. I found him like underneath an underneath thing.
I do not recognize, but it is ancient, almost as if it is older than the plaque bearing Osiris's name. But if that is so, it would imply the gods of Egypt are mere imitations too, copied and corrupted from an ancient people who prospered even before us. And that my people did to them what the Greeks and Romans did to us. But this, I cannot accept. I sense a deception. Perhaps it is the work of Set, the usurper, seeking to undermine Osiris once more. You will never know. This work of sacrilege must be destroyed.
No.
Thrown into the black abyss below in Osiris's name. You are too late.
No.
It is done.
Ah!
You would plunge into the depths of the Duat with no way back up. Madness.
Is there a... I bet you there's a way to successfully talk him out of it as well. There has to be in this kind of game.
We shall see.
You pain in the ass. Ugh.
Curse you and curse this place.
Oh. Anyway, hang on. Just I need to do something for the host that came in. Hang on. Hear ye. This is a very good story-focused game, but I'm kind of deep in at this point, so if you don't want to be spoiled for a game that I would recommend you play yourself, fuck off now, okay? Okay. The developers are very serious about spoilers. That's my way of attempting to achieve compromise, okay? Okay. I mean, I can't force you to leave if you want. Oh, it's. No, you were right! It was Sumerian! Ay. I thought it would be Hebrew. Quick question. Do I need mental health counseling? Probably. Do I know anything about Elvis? He died on the shitter? But anyway, I don't know. There's a pot and pan handy now, I guess. I've never used that pot. It's too small. If you don't care about receiving, like, spoilers or whatever for a game that's really cool, I can't force you, and I wouldn't care either, but, I'm just saying. You know, the request from the developers is that, you know, like, I don't know. I mean, the request from the developers is that I don't stream past a certain point, but I think I'm already past it. I don't fucking know. I didn't really understand the message. Apparently eating 100,000 calories up to his death. What the fuck? Stranger. I'm going to take that. Showing the part after getting all the plaques. So is that like the ending though, or is it like the end game? I don't know. If you make it confusing and slightly irritating for me, I will just ignore it. Also, plus I'm a speedrunner, so, you know. Get the fuck out of the way! Okay, how do I get out? That's what I should be working on right now, huh? So you just want, we'll find out the hard way. I'm probably going to attempt to achieve compromise in the same fashion I did before by just loudly banging a pot and pan. Funny. How's the extra game? How's it been? Really good, actually. Very good. I very much enjoy this. It's a sharply written game with a novel structure. Plenty of twists, keeps you guessing. It's very good. Very refined experience. I'm currently bumbling around an Egyptian tomb. Okay. Something definitely transpired that away. That was loud as hell. Well, yes, that was kind of the point. Why are the questions about Elvis anyway? What were you even playing? Weren't you doing Dead Rising? Do I want to step on this? I don't think so, somehow.
When I told you that you would not find a way back up, that was not a prediction.
Oh, come on.
Was a promise. You will die here. I disagree. I warned you against coming down here, against perpetuating this sacrilege, but you persisted.
Well, yes.
You have undermined and dishonored the true god of the underworld. How did you think this would end?
Look, if the god of the fucking underworld wants me dead, they can do it themselves.
Very well, I will listen. But if I sense deception, or if you further insult my gods, I will carry out my threat. So tell me, why should I let you live after you salvaged this instrument of blasphemy?
None of
Why? To what end? But why? What business could you have with Osiris? Blasphemous fool! You have sealed your own fate.
It wasn't blasphemy.
Ha, good. I welcome it. You see, the philosopher told me that each time it breaks, Osiris bellows with rage, and his voice shakes the very foundations of the earth. I can only hope one more tremor will lay waste to this fragile place once and for all, and you along with it.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
That's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Actually, I think I might be going in the opposite direction. No, that's further in. I'm confused. Where am I going? How do I get out? Everything being black and white does not make this easier to manage, let me tell you. To be fair, I did pick the option that, like, deliberately makes it so the player can run faster than usual. Okay, I came out through here. Go this way? Like, there's like a class selection thing at the start which has one free one of them's a gun. I have to wonder what you can do with the fucking gun. But the game is specifically like, you get 10 bullets and you do not get more. Like, you get 10 shots and that is your lot. So one has to wonder, okay, it's okay. It's okay if I have to loop. I got the plaque, that's fine. I got 2, actually. Loading. I can't believe I just stumbled onto that by accident. I feel like I just bypassed a whole bunch of questing to, like, get told about that. I'm curious about the classes. One of them is like a dialogue-focused thing. Loop! Tip, hold shift to sprint. There really was no peaceful option. I bet you there is a peaceful option. What would you even do with a gun? You can't use it as a threat because you can't, like, violence violates the rules. I don't know.
Salve for... Oh. Yulia. What? Are you... You're serious, aren't you? I doubt...
Oh, I can outsource this side quest too.
Alright, let me see. Stop. Poor guy. I'll...
Side quest outsourcing. Alright, grand. Right, so now I've got three of the plaques. I've got 3 out of 4. I just have I've got the Greek one. Problem is that I need to get duly set free to accomplish that. And that requires...
Tantalus.
Oh, hi. I haven't spoken to you yet.
Of water, and the tree you grow, just as the ocean accepts the rivers of all the world, but it does not notice the crowds that come. Say it. Speak its name. Then it is true. I was right.
Seems logical.
I thought I saw it, but when the rest of them could not, I kept thinking I must have gone insane.
It's a very funny thing that you can outsource that many side quests to Galerius. Like, I feel bad for the guy, but it's very... the game would be such a pain in the ass if you couldn't do it that way.
Cryptic. I'd found comfort in reciting the Metamorphoses by our great poet Ovid. He gives such an uncanny description of this place. I will do my best to remember the relevant verse. There is a downward path, gloomy with fatal yew trees. It leads through dumb silence to the infernal regions. The sluggish Styx exhales vapor.
Cool.
Wide,
I hate poetry.
As the ocean accepts the rivers of all the world, so this place accepts all the souls. And is never too small for any populace.
Yeah, there's 4 endings apparently, which, like, someone on my Discord bought the game, like, after I streamed it for the first time. And they were like, oh yeah, I beat it in 2 hours. And I was like, how? What the fuck? I haven't finished shit. I don't even feel like I'm close.
Some the house of the ruler of the depths. Others follow their trades, imitating their previous lives. And still others incur punishment. I hope I have done it justice. And now we share a secret. It's as if you've lifted a great burden from my shoulders. Thank you, friend. I think I should rest.
Doing, like, the longest path? Am I? I was just doing objectives. I just wanted to do objectives. Okay, hang on. Estin Forum, motherfuckers. Hang on. Give me your money. It's like a true end sort of thing. I don't know what the other endings would be.
Appreciate that. Now, I've got to run.
He's busy, huh? But I wouldn't even have a vague idea how to get the other endings, frankly. What's the other path? Like, I mean, don't tell me, obviously, but... You should know one other one by now. I mean, would I?
Citizen.
I honestly wouldn't know. What is this? What is this room? I never saw this before. Hang on. I have a plan. I have a cunning plan. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Ah, you'll do.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Move. Move, bitch! Ah! No! It didn't work at all. Can I just kick the statue out of the way, man? Away, man! What happened? I turned into gold. I died. I may be a time traveler, but I'm not, like, immortal. There's probably an alternative way to get into the sewers.
Shiny.
Word. Where the fuck is Galerius?
Citizen.
Everyone's just running around the city at, like, light speed all the time. I've not spoken to this person at all. Oh wait, no, hang on. You're the one who's supposed to ask about the Greek plaque.
We must stick together, you and
I never spoke to this one at all. I kept overlooking him.
Clothing is most extraordinary. Leather boots in place of sandals, trousers with precise stitching. I have traveled distant trade routes from the markets of Damascus to the farms of India, and never have I seen anyone dressed quite like you. Tell me, I must know. From which exotic part of the world do you hail? Is this a riddle, or perhaps you mean to say you feel like you are ahead of your time? I feel the same.
My nation doesn't exist yet is a great turn of phrase. I'm ahead of my time. I'm gonna use that like that from now on.
But for now, do you require assistance? I know. And in a city full of Romans, you are asking me? Because I am Greek.
Well, yes.
Let me tell you something about Greeks and Romans. My name is Georgios, yes. But the Romans, they do not care. They hear me say Georgios, and they think, ah, he must mean Georgius. Good Roman name. They do this all the time. They see us worshipping Zeus, they copy us, but call him Jupiter. They take Hades and call him Pluto, Persephone, Proserpina. I am flattered that they copy our ideas, but why must they change the names? Do they want credit for making it all up? Do they want to forget where it came from? At first,
All I do is steal people's jokes. I get it.
after a while, I give up, and I become Georgius the Roman. I accept the world is Roman. Plus, I have no hair left to pull. But my point is this. If you want to know who stole an old Greek name, look no further than the sticky-fingered Romans. The plague you seek was pilfered from a collection of old Greek relics by none other than Dully.
Oh.
He cannot help it. Like a typical Roman, he likes shiny things, especially those that once belonged to my people. And besides, it makes him happy.
Wait, he just has it?
Let him keep it. I believe he still has it with him, in his cell, just opposite the Temple of Demeter. Cendius, I suppose. I wouldn't say I hold him in the highest esteem, but he has managed to keep order so far. Nothing comes. I hope that...
I don't believe Galerius is currently running, because I haven't convinced him to do it yet.
That's your right. Citizens, the election will proceed.
What?
Salve, how is it? Oh, come on. That's a shame. Now, hey, maybe the All right.
Okay, Mr. Clean. You need to run for office.
Oh, and I'm in
Oh, there we
the
go.
running for magistrate. Now. All right.
He just does it automatically because, you know, that's convenient. All right. Sound.
You look well, my son. Galerius. Did you know he said? But
Okay, that's okay. He's got a vote already. That's good.
How'd you do? Hello there, friend. Well, I'll take your word for it. But now you. Oh, that's a little excessive, don't you think? It's not the bow of Ulysses we're talking about. All right. Well. I suppose. Here's your money.
Money! I just made 50. I made 5,000 money.
What? But I already knew that, you imbecile. I can't take that golden buck. You promised to tell me where I could get one of my own. What is this? Some kind of joke? I don't believe this is happening.
Scammed! Scammed! I didn't even mean to scam him. I just sort of did that by accident.
Don't even talk to me.
Oh,
Don't even talk.
Well, I didn't really mean to do it that way, but I guess that's what happened. I was trying to buy his vote. I think I scammed him by accident.
Welcome to a little I hear we have you to thank. Well, Cynthia's. My vote isn't for sale, if that's what you're asking. Nice to talk.
So far, I don't think I've been able to find anyone whose, like, vote change. Whatever. I'm gonna go talk to Dooley.
Hello?
Hey, what's good?
Hello. Do you like it? It's shiny, innit? It makes me happy just looking at it. But if I gave it to you, then I wouldn't have it anymore, and I'd be sad. But it's mine, and I really like it.
I scammed someone else 2 seconds ago, and I can scam you as well.
Well, if you get me out of here, then I wouldn't.
We loop back around to the same problem.
Already be happy. Then you could have it, and you'd be happy too. Like, yeah, Galerius will let me out. Then you can have my plaque, and everyone will be happy. Bye-bye.
But who can I convince? Decius won't talk to me because I scammed him out of 5,000 coin. What a loser.
Name's Cynthius. No.
Rufius doesn't respond to any such inquiry.
Golden bow, just like Apollo and Diana. Oh my! I've never seen a lamp like that. Praise Apollo.
Eat shit, Apollo. Alright, Ulpius, vote for Galerius for me.
Shalom. Galerius. He saved my life.
Oh yeah!
I have a feeling he can do a lot more if given the chance.
Because I sent him to do the thing.
Alright, friend.
What is it, citizen? Not that it's any of your business. What? Absolutely not. I don't see why not.
Oh wow, I just can have a list of people.
Not sure why you said it like that, but whatever. What? You know. Alright,
It serves a... Yeah, offloading all the quest stuff to Galerius makes people like him more because he can do the thing.
I'm not going.
Alright.
Do I seem like anonymous threats in my style? You don't know Sturkus. Whatever.
It's true, we really don't know Sturkus.
Leave me be.
Oh, okay, well, Quentin doesn't want to talk to us. I don't feel like I've been able to really, like, influence anyone's election votes at all. Maybe I should just call it and see what happens.
Isn't the great temple majestic? A new face.
Oh, wait, it already happened? What? What do you mean it already happened? Did I miss it?
Arve.
Did I miss it? What?
It already happened. Did you miss it?
Apparently? What?
Arve. See you again.
I'm not sure that's normal.
Citizen.
A golden
Wonder how much one of these statues is worth now. Don't even talk to me.
Hello. My friend, he said he got all up. No, no. Hannibal. You're mean.
I'm mean. No, he won't even talk to me. I'll just fucking take it through the bars. This is Skyrim. I can mountain goat this shit. I feel like something's fucked up here. I don't think I like it.
Arve. I don't have... I'm quite sure it's the work of the... We are... But would you... As you would...
Because it's the same with the election already happened. It's like, did it? So I'm not sure it did. Not sure it did, man. Don't think I like what you're giving me here.
Hello?
Maybe there's a way I can just open the fucking... Yeah, I'm not sure that worked properly. I think something fucked up there. Because the election distinctly did not happen. Unless Galerius is, like, already up there or something, and I need to go talk. I have no fucking idea. Something's going funny with this.
Be careful who you trust.
Are we soft lock? Probably not. Why am I up here? What was my plan? Yeah, worst case scenario, I can just loop and try again. But I feel like something didn't work properly there.
Isn't the great temple majestic?
Keep an eye out for Centilla, would you?
Oh, don't mind me. I just live here.
Yeah, that's still Sentius, alright. Money, key. Is there a key around here that I could steal? Huh.
If you're snooping around in my possessions, you're wasting your time. We're finally... We have? I must have... Is that a... Seems rather brash. You mean Julius, perhaps? Look, it was not here, April, the man. I will... If I... Thank you.
Yeah, I kind of think something's fucked up here. So I guess I'll just do murder.
Fresh out of the baths, I take it.
I hope you have a good reason for flouting my weapons.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Let me through! Let me through! Ha ha ha! There was a lot of money back there. It wasn't worth it, no! It wasn't worth it. I hope looping unfucks this, because I don't know why the election is like exists in a quantum state of called and not called. Because currently that's like bottlenecking my ability to get anywhere. Fletched arrows, yeah, as opposed to unfletched arrows, you know? They're not cool, they're not fletch. Poof!
All right, let me... You live... What? Are you... Poor guy. I'll go.
Okay, so now what? Ow.
The 49 melodies fetch again with incessant labor. They have lost.
Are they?
The thing about this is that it doesn't just happen immediately. Galerius has to actually run around doing his thing.
Wonder how much one of these statues is worth on it. Hello there. Well, I'll take... Oh well, let me know. Malleolus. Certainly. Very well.
I would like to change his vote, but I cannot do that right now because the voting hasn't actually, like, begun. And I'm concerned it might not ever begin now, actually. I feel like something funny has happened. Still wonder if there isn't just a key I could steal to get into Dooley's cell. Because that would be much more expedient.
Whatever are you wearing? That's my room. Leave before I call Horatius.
Where is, like, Horatius and the Rufius and those guys' houses? They would have keys.
Another one fresh out of the baths, I take it.
Your mum. Oh, what's this? Why can't I open that? I can open this one, but it's only got money in it. Why can't I open that? It's one of those, like, non-openable chests in video games, huh? Everyone knows adventure game protagonists are like mountain goats. They just climb on stuff.
Keep an eye out for Scintilla, would you?
Look at him go!
What now?
I have a message from Malleolus.
Yeah? Who's it from?
The Emperor. He knows Malleolus's real name is Quinctius, thanks to Claudia, and demands he withdraw from the election and release Ulpius and Iulia immediately.
What? How did you get over here?
Farm boy.
Domitius, that's enough.
What? You're not going to listen to this dolt, are you?
Galerius, all right, I'll withdraw, and Ulpius and Julia are free. I trust our business is concluded.
Yes, that ought to do it. I guess I'll go and tell Ulpius the good news then.
And off he goes.
Citizen.
Ulpius, Malleolus has agreed to release you and Iulia from your debts.
What? Are you messing with me?
I wouldn't do that. You're both free.
We're free. We're free. Thank you. It seems fortune smiles on us after all. I'd better go and pay a visit to
Bad game. Where did he run off to? I've lost track of Galerius. Wooden bow? Oh, what is it? Fuck. It looks kind of golden already. Hang on. Oh, it doesn't work anyway. Guys, fucking... I'm banning both of you.
Citizen.
You don't need to say anything. Just rest up. Get your strength back.
Thank you, Ulpius. I will.
Ah!
I've made a decision to withdraw from the election.
A whole lot is happening right now, but like I can't do anything about it. I'm just waiting.
Don't believe a word they tell you.
Greetings and salutations.
I just like look around people's houses while I'm waiting for this all to play out. In the hopes it like unfucks whatever situation that was fucked before. I still don't know where like Rufius and Dibba live. Those guys. The sword people. Does this place not have stairs? Yes, it does.
Priestess, Malleolus has decided
Citizens, I have an announcement. Malleolus has withdrawn his candidacy.
Yes, I should save after this is all done.
Unless any new challengers are nominated by nightfall, Sentius will be re-elected magistrate by default.
Actually, I'd like to nominate myself, if that's all right.
Of course, Galerius, that's your right. Citizens, the election will proceed.
Oh, I got pulled into
Sorry
this.
again, friend. I went and did as you asked, and it worked. How is it possible? You're a bit like Sisyphus. He was forcing.
Ah.
Oh. Anyway, so now I'm going to keep your secret. Oh, and if our conversations ever start.
Okay, and now... Oh, I opened the fucking dev console by mistake. Excuse me. Knowing me, that probably, like, flashed my bank details or something.
Salvig, now. I've bounced the idea, but from what maybe that's...
Wait, what?
Gladly. Alright.
Something... Okay, why is he talking about it as though it... I still don't like this.
A new faith. It must be completed.
Okay, well that's different at least.
It'll be between Sentius. Why do... As I said, I'm... Yes.
Holding it early may prevent conflict. You're rich now. No! You took all 2 of my dollars!
Very well. I'll get things started right away.
To convince everyone first? Well, I saved, so if it doesn't work, I can reload. Because I don't know. I seemed like I convinced a great number of people by just sending Galerius to do all the dumb side quests.
Citizens, it is time. Let us meet to elect our magistrate.
I'm just trying shit. We'll see. We'll see. I can always load a save. I can always load a save. I can always load a save. Load the save. You know. Do I get to cast a vote? Oh, I'm a woman!
Hello?
I don't get to vote! Does that make this harder on myself? If I picked a male character, could I vote? Have you ever thought about moving the golden statues out of the way? It's a bit grim.
Citizens, we have a quorate body of voters gathered here to elect the city's magistrate. The candidates are Sextus
Sex.
Imperiosus and late nominee Gallus Galerius Helva. Marcus Malleolus Gurges withdrew his candidacy.
Gurges.
As agreed,
Okay, so
we
like
shall dispense
Sentius,
with ballots and candidates will abstain from
Galerius, Sentius, Galerius, Galerius, Sentius. Is it gonna roll to, will it just be a tie?
Georgius,
Galerius,
I think, is Decius really the tiebreaker here?
Sentius.
Damn you!
Sentius.
No! What is this shit?
Galerius,
Ah!
you saved my life.
Not enough votes.
The man who
Oh!
treated my rheumatism. Galerius.
citizens, you have made your decision.
Wait, that's a tie, isn't it?
But it seems we have a draw. In the absence of a clear consensus,
Ow!
Sentius shall continue as
I need one more vote?
until a new election is held. One month from today.
My fellow citizens, today you have sent me a message, and
The many shall.
Piss flaps. Bollocks! I just need to change one vote. Just one. I don't need to change everyone's vote, just the one.
How'd you do?
Wait, is this save not when Galerius has done all his shit? Oh, whatever.
Hello? Wow. Oh well. Malleolus. Certainly.
Wait, no, what the fuck?
Very well.
What is this? Why is this save, like, weird? Oh, because I loaded the wrong one, because it shows up here. I thought that was my last autosave, not the last, like, whatever. Okay, whatever. Okay.
How'd you do? Hello? Wow. Oh well. Sent you. Yeah? Certainly.
Okay.
Pleasure doing business. Very well.
Ah, and you. I hear we had. Well, nice to.
Okay, maybe that works. Maybe that's good enough. Maybe.
A new fate. It'll be what?
Maybe that will... I don't know. I feel like Decius is the kind of just fucking screw me anyway, but... I guess we'll see. I wish I had a fast forward button. Because I need to change one vote, and I will just pay the money. I have the money. I scammed it off him in a previous loop. It's his money. Between the golden bow and the wooden bow. The wooden bow murders. The golden bow murders, but in a different way. Yeah, the golden bow turns stuff to gold, right? So, like, it gets used in, like, puzzle solving and stuff. Sorry, I appear to have fallen in a box before the election could happen. We cannot call the election as one of the voters is stuck inside of a shipping crate.
Citizens, we have a quorate body of voters gathered here to elect.
There have been sillier reasons for holding up an election, I think. Anti-woman? Yes, I am. I can't vote anyway. They won't let me. Don't ruin my fucking joke. I'm trying to do funnies on this stream, not do logics. If you came here for a logical streamer, you're in the wrong place.
Sentius, of course.
Death.
Georgius.
Galerius. He saved the life of my dear friend Fabia.
Decius.
Galerius.
Virgil.
Sentius.
Idiot. Fool.
Galerius, the man who saved my life.
Rufius.
The man who treated my rheumatism. Galerius.
Ow. Just bang my wrist.
Your new magistrate.
He didn't plan for this at all.
I just want to say, this isn't something
Galerius, please.
I wanted. Now that you put your trust in me, I'm going to do everything I can not to let you down. I'll need some time to put together a list of the changes I want to make around here. But I promise you, there will be changes. My first order is that Dooley is to be freed. Horatius, release him from his cell immediately. Please. Wait, do I need to say please? I suppose not. That's it. You can all get
It's like the first thing he does.
Nothing else to see here. Move along.
Oh, Magistrate Galerius looks busy.
Wonder how much one of these statues is worth on the outside.
Blood
Gladdens
Galerius
my
what?
heart that Galerius is full.
Oh, everyone stop talking at once. You're scaring me.
Fortune smiles on you today, Julius. Magistrate Galerius here has ordered your release.
I helped.
You're going to let me out?
I'm sorry it took so long, my friend. And it wouldn't have happened at all if it wasn't for a newcomer. So be sure to offer your thanks when you can.
I will. I will. Thank you, Galerius. So happy.
I'd love to stay and chat, but I've got a lot of work ahead of me. Why don't you go to the baths? Then tell Georgius I said you could have some new clothes. Then I want you to go home and rest. I'll speak with you soon, Dooley.
Hey, Dooley. Dooley, Dooley, the cage! No!
I'm Dooley. Magistrate Galerius said I should thank the newcomer. Are you the newcomer? Oh, it is you. Thank you. You can have my shiny plaque if you want.
I do.
Maybe you can help me find my friend Hannibal, but before that...
Yes, yes.
He gave me a key to this. Please help me find it. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, he just gives me the key, but like I have all the plaques now, right?
Hope you find it. In the cisterns, way up high, Hannibal said. Oh, look over there. Maybe it is treasure. I can see it there so pretty. And it's just lying out here in the open. Maybe nobody wants it anymore. Maybe no one will mind if I just take it.
Don't you dare.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the
He really does just instantly steal something! I didn't do shit! That was not me! How dare you! Oh, cash money! Whoa, wait, cash money! Woohoo! I have to go faster. No, it's okay. I already got the plaque. It's fine. Okay, I don't need to do shit now. I can just go straight to the end of the game, I think, actually.
Salve, friend. All right then.
Later, Val.
Ixion turns.
Ah, a fellow traveler from a faraway land.
So that was it. I got all the plaques. I could also go to the cisterns if I want, but here's the thing, I don't.
Welcome to life. That good. If you're not on edge, you've not been paying well. We've all been. I still.
Go.
All right. Well, it was lovely to meet you. I look forward to getting to know you better over the coming months. And if you ever...
I can't believe this is how it ends.
Oh no. No. No, 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 no. Ulpia.
That's the...
What?
Why do I'm sorry.
Please, help. Your life's in... Are you really... I see.
I am out. Wherever you are.
Bye.
Scintilla, my love. I'm sorry.
Ulpius, no! I'll have to let... And I'd
Yeah, I mean, I'll make a hard save. I mean, I'll do that. I'm going to make the hard save, but anyway. Dun, dun, dun! It was Sumerian. I don't know, I went with the oldest one. Oh, okay, never mind. Pluto, apparently, the true god! Taking a stance here, are we? Oh, we're doing, hang on, it's themed, I see. I wasn't paying attention to the surroundings at all. Huh. This is the part when they mentioned that apparently? I don't know.
And here you are. Allow me to introduce myself.
I don't know, that kind of blipped through before I could recognize it, so oops.
I've been known by many.
Yeah, bang the pot. This was the part apparently I wasn't supposed to stream according to the front menu of the game, but it's a shit spoiler warning because I blazed through it without realizing what I was doing. Fuck it, I've committed now.
And I've been watching you with curiosity, Immortal, ever since your arrival. You're unlike the others.
Saw a white hallway? I didn't see shit, it was Bloom Central, bro. I thought it would be like a named location, not literally a white hallway.
But there will be time for your reckoning later. First,
what the fuck ever? Fuck it.
The desecration of my obelisk. I will allow you to satisfy your curiosity. Ask what you will. My story is many thousands of years long. You will need to be more specific. What do you wish to know?
Break an NDA. It's hella not an NDA. It's a polite request at best that I am choosing to politely ignore.
It is a matter of perspective. God is a label I was given by you mortals, not one I gave myself. Your ancestors revered me because to them, my knowledge and technology made me incomprehensibly powerful, just as you might seem so to an insect. But despite all that, there are rules even I must obey. My kin and I all adopted this form long ago, so that we might better understand and communicate.
It was aliens!
In time, we grew fond of the sensory delights it affords. Desire, joy, ecstasy, even rage and sorrow, while an acquired taste can be addictive. No. Long ago, I swore to Persephone that I would remain in this form for as long as we remained among your kind. I must honor that. This is my beloved. Like me,
She has been known by many names. Ereshkigal to the Sumerians, Isis to the Egyptians, Persephone to the Greeks, and Proserpina to the Romans. Or perhaps you might know her as the goddess of springtime, the cycle of life and renewal. Your gaze lingers too long. That is my servant. You would have met by the river. Though she wears many faces and goes by many names.
You're confused? I'm not.
Tabal to the Sumerians, Kirti to the Egyptians, Charon to the Greeks, and Charon to the Romans. Her role is to ferry souls between the mortal world and this one, and to make their transition as seamless as possible. For that, she earned herself the infamous, if erroneous, moniker, the Ferry. You will talk more later. As you... That is merely the name your people have given to it, but yes, it is my due. That is a story dating back to the very first wave. After the Sumerians finished building their city, the self-declared ruler threw a banquet to celebrate. Now this man was unmarried, and many women were vying to become his wife. Prestigious position of power and influence in a new world. All the women, too, were particularly ambitious. Both were beautiful, and both arrived at the banquet wearing eye-catching dresses and painted faces, their hair woven in elaborate fashion. The first woman, recognizing that she would require an advantage to win the ruler's affection, draped herself in jewelry, ornate necklaces, bracelets, and rings fashioned from gold. Seeing this ostentatious display, the second woman grew envious, for she had no such jewelry at her disposal. She prayed aloud to any gods that would listen to cover her in gold. And when her prayer went unanswered, she took matters into her own hands. While the others indulged at the banquet, the second woman summoned the first for a discussion in a quiet place. She checked that nobody was watching, and pushed her rival from the top of the ziggurat, where she broke her neck on the rocks below.
Ouch.
But I was watching, and I decided to answer her prayer. I took the golden bow left behind by Diana, and I shot that woman in the heart, covering her from head to toe in a layer of molten gold. And I left her to stand there, that she might serve as a grim reminder of what befalls those who sin in my domain. But that was not enough, for the entire city was tainted by her sin, and the wager could no longer be won. So I had no choice but to wipe the slate clean. I gilded them all, to make way for a new wave, and began the wager again. And to this day, each of them, and all who came after, line the halls of this city, inanimate but conscious, suspended in time with only their sight and hearing preserved, so they may bear witness to and lament the folly of your kind for eternity, the silent golden sentinels.
Cool.
I give your kind a second chance at life, as well as ample warning about my law. And when you disobey, and you always disobey, you force my hand, bringing terrible suffering upon yourselves. And so you ask if I am the one destroying your lives. And I say, no, you destroy yourselves. I am merely the means by which you do it. I've always considered that the cornerstone of morality is the ability to determine right from wrong on one's own.
Okay.
No attempt to lay out rules like your Code of Hammurabi or your 12 Tables of the Roman Republic can ever cover all possible scenarios. This should come as no surprise to you, since the core principle has been expressed in many forms by many of your civilizations. The Egyptians made a rudimentary attempt with do to the doer to make him do. The Greeks refined it with avoid doing what you would blame others for doing. The Roman Stoics added, treat your inferior as you would wish your superior to treat you. Even the so-called cultists hiding among you often say
I disagree.
to others as you
Is this world record?
Yes.
It
Hi,
is the
Greenie. Thanks for the 34 months.
sense, and each one of you is born with the faculties required to apply it to any situation. Yet none of the peoples who expressed this rule were able to uphold it. Curious, is it not? For you, perhaps. I am able to commune with all of the statues in the city. They...
Okay.
If she was still conscious, I suppose she could, but she's not. Why do you ask? Then what an odd question. Do you plan to speak in sweeping generalizations, or are you going to give me an example? Ah, yes, the debt bondsman. Taking one's own life is a self-directed act. It is not one that is done to others, however they may be affected by it. Therefore, it cannot be said that one who commits suicide has done anything unto others.
Sure. I like being a little shit, though.
Applying this rule always requires us to interpret the meaning of the words. The literal interpretation helps to minimize the ambiguities of your primitive language. Supposing you're right, then my law has been broken, and I should turn you all to gold immediately. Is that what you want?
No.
Now tell me, what other sins...
We're debating in the free market of ideas with a god.
The merchant. How is that inconsistent with the rule I've outlined? I disagree. Having watched this merchant, that is precisely what he would expect from others, and he would be quite capable of paying the price anyway. Applying this rule always requires speculation to some degree. It requires us to ask what another person would want if they found themselves...
Is the end game of this like debating a god?
Not if we're wise enough to know the mind of man. Supposing you're right, then my law has been broken, and I should turn you all... Now tell... You speak of the moneylender. How is that inconsistent with the rule? And he would never have signed a contract pledging his labor for 30 years.
So then you turn your sword to gold. I don't think so. Never mind, it's okay.
Ignoring your irritating sense of moral superiority. This is interesting. I'm curious, how do people escape poverty where you're from?
They don't.
I see. And how long might it take such a person?
I'm being out-politixed!
I fail to see how your system of loans is significantly different to a debt bondsman signing over...
Same! Ow! Fuck me.
Now tell the midwife and the pap. The rule is do unto others, meaning other people. Those
Humans owned by God.
Bloodless shadows, mere shapes of their former self. They are forsaken. Applying this. Then your desire to be, you will.
Oh.
Do you really think you... How dare you?
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Pick it up. Huss! Out, burned myself on the way out. Jack, be nimble. Jack, be quick. Jack ran into a loading screen. Ah! I beat Sentius here. Bitch, I came from the fucking, like, the next dimension over. How did I beat you here? Wait, tap X to a guide towards your objective marker. I never saw that.
Salve, friend. Well,
I got shit to do, Galerius.
You, Sisyphus, attack or pursue
That lamp. Never have I seen it so good.
Oh, not this again.
Alright, well, it was lovely to meet you.
I've shit to do. Go away.
Better over the coming months. And if you ever...
I can't believe this is how it ends.
Oh no.
It's so anticlimactic at this point. I have shit to do, man.
That's... What? I'm...
Please, help. You're not... Are you real?
I'm out. Wherever you are. Scintilla, my love. I'm sorry.
Oh, Pierce, no!
Go. I've got shit to do.
I'll have... And I...
Heyo, what's good?
And here, allow me to introduce Nergal, but the one constant, and I've been watching you with, and what is more, you carry a weapon that was never intended for mortals to wield, and you do it so brazenly. But there will be time for your reckoning. First, as a reward for... I would recognize that anywhere. And yet my beloved still wears hers. What is this? How did you come by it? You vile, despicable creature. Why would you do such a thing? And worse still, boast about it. You have put me in an impossible position. If I refuse, you will murder her. And yet, if I agree, I will lose my wager and return to Elysium humiliated and alone. Perhaps you are cleverer than you appear, mortal. I do not see that I have a choice in this. Your treachery and savagery have
That's fucked up. How do you blackmail God? At least one of them.
And now you have shown me your species' true colors. And I see that Persephone was a fool to have ever believed in you at all. This has gone on too long. It is time for me to let go of this form, of her, of all of you. But know this, if I abandon the sojourn leave for Elysium, neither she nor your kind may ever ascend. Very well. I will have Charon make arrangements to ferry yours.
Why me?
As for you, be aware you will be separated from the rest. Once this exodus begins, the events that brought you to this moment will never have taken place, and you will have created a paradox.
That's true.
What will become of you is difficult to predict, but that is the risk you have taken by interfering in the natural flow of time.
That's kind of cool.
I disagree.
Twitch tells me it is button day.
Eclectic, thanks for the 7 months.
Oh. Hi there. Gave me a bit of a fright. Thought I was in here alone. I'm Al. Well, here I am. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Jiff.
Know who you are. I barely remember how I got here myself. Oh, did that lady in the forest send you in here after me? I guess I lost track of time, learning about the history of this place, and it is extraordinary. I'm fairly certain you and I are the first people to set foot in this city for about 2,000 years. Fortunately for us, the last person in here was a Roman man named Galerius, who inscribed an account into a tablet. Apparently there was a community of 20-something people trapped in here, and living in fear of a curse they called the Golden Rule. They believed that if even one person sinned, an unknown god would cast them all into gold, like the 1,000 people who'd lived here before them. Then, one day, just as Galerius had finished praying for a good harvest at the shrine of Proserpina, an oracle appeared, said barely a word, and entered the temple.
Said barely a word.
This one here, and demanded an audience. And the doors just opened up to her. Nobody knows what went on in there, but Galerius wrote the oracle must have been more persuasive than Odysseus, because the next thing he knew, the ground shook, and the voice of that god rang out over the city. The many have suffered long enough. Unfortunately, Galerius' account just sort of stops after that, leaving a lot of questions unanswered. What became of him, and the other people who lived here? What happened to all the golden statues? And did this mysterious oracle single-handedly undo the curse that had terrorized people for hundreds of years? What? Oh, I see. For a moment there I thought you were serious.
Huh?
Anyway, I think I found a way out through the aqueduct that brought water into the city. Follow me.
No one believes you when you're a time-traveling oracle. I sympathize with that problem. What am I loading? Oh.
I'm gonna pause here for a moment and make sure nobody else has ever lured into this temple. You go on ahead.
Seeing that was not the good ending. It seems like a better ending than many other endings. I mean, I don't know what the other ending criteria even fucking were. I never cottoned on to that train of thought. Does this not seem like a good ending to you? This seems pretty good.
You're back. But you're alone. Does that mean you didn't find Al? Oh, what a relief. Thank you so much. I was beginning to think you'd both become trapped in there. Why don't you tell me what you discovered while we wait? Ah, I see.
What?
I thought you might. Well, now you know. I suppose you have questions. You can just call me Charon.
if you like. I am sorry I was not completely honest with you when we first met. I do not enjoy deceiving people. Believe me, I do not. But I have learned, from 5,000 years of experience, that most people find comfort in familiarity, in gradual change, and coming to see the truth in their own time. That you died, of course.
Yeah.
You were dead when I brought you here.
Yeah.
My role, as the servant of the god of the underworld, has always been to assist the chosen to cross the
What's with the chosen thing, though?
to the land of the dead. Usually, when people do not remember how they died, it is because they suffered a terrible trauma. Most souls would rather not remember. Ask yourself honestly, do you really want to know?
Yes.
As you wish. You were murdered.
Oh.
You were falsely accused of a terrible crime, and fled into the wild to evade your accusers. On your final night, you were offered sanctuary in the cottage of a stranger who gave you food and money, including, by accident, a coin of ancient origin. Unfortunately, you were apprehended.
That's why we're the only modern person, huh?
Your host leapt to your aid. You both fought bravely, but your assailants were armed, and you were not. There was nothing you or your ally could have done. He died instantly at the scene, and you followed a few hours later. That man's name was Al Worth. You were each in possession of a sacred coin, called Charon's Opal by some, and so it was my duty to bring you here. Perhaps you have heard the tales of the Greeks and Romans burying their dead with a coin in their mouths, to pay the ferryman for passage across the river. Well, those stories contained a seed of truth, but not any coin would do. A long time ago, my master created 1,000
Only
silver
particular coins.
and had me distribute them across the world. My orders were simple. Whenever a person died in possession of a coin, I was to locate them and ferry them here. That is a question you would have to ask him, if that were still possible, in light of the path you have chosen. I am just his servant, doing his bidding. Only now, I find myself bereft of purpose. You see, the coins on you and Al were the last of the 1,000 in existence.
That seems convenient.
There is nobody else to ferry here. Nobody to keep you company. After 5,000 years, the underworld has finally run its course. I see no point in keeping you here, but I have to ask one thing. That you keep this to yourself.
Look! Here comes Al now. Al! It's so good to see you. You were gone so long I thought I'd never see you again.
Kinda lost track of time in there. You wouldn't believe what we found. The ruins of a long-forgotten city. And there was a tablet describing an oracle who confronted a god and undid an ancient curse.
Sounds like quite a story. And I look forward to hearing all about it. But you two look exhausted. Why don't you hop in my boat and rest while I ferry you back to civilization?
Sounds good to me.
And you? Are you ready to go home?
Hey, you made it. It's great to see you again. I read about your trial in the news. Congratulations on your acquittal.
Yay!
Sorry you had to go through all that. Anyway, after everything you've been through, I thought you might appreciate some good news. So after we got back to the real world, I started doing some research into the people mentioned in Galerius' tablet. And I found something strange. I'm sorry I've been so cryptic. I've been dying to tell you, really wanted you to see this for yourself. Why don't you head on down there? I'll catch up with you at the other end.
Oh, hello.
Eh?
You're finally here. Remember me? It's a crazy story. After you disappeared, Karen appeared and told us she was returning us to the world. Even gave us some coins to help us start our lives over. Only, for some reason, she returned us to your world instead of ours. Anyway, I know we only ever had that one conversation, and I wasn't even sure if you'd remember me, but I wanted to say...
We had a lot of conversations, Galerius.
And giving us a second chance at life. I know! I can't believe my luck either. But we're engaged and living together. We're planning to get married next spring. If you're going to be around, we'd love to see you there. Oh, I used Karen's gift to buy a farm in Umbria. Got a villa on it too, with enough room for Dooley, of course.
Even the Romans can afford property!
Soundly every night.
I still
I'm
rent!
my own man, and I wouldn't change it for the world. Of course, there's a whole museum full of people waiting for a chance to thank you, so you better keep moving. We'll speak again soon, my friend.
You're here. It's lovely to finally meet you. Galerius told me all about you. So, you're the hero who somehow vanquished the last of the
There
Roman
she
gods.
is.
As I'm a priestess, you realize you've put me out of work. I'm just teasing. Actually, and it still feels a little sacrilegious to say this.
Yeah, no, I ran clean through on the last loop.
Quite enjoyable. Oh, it's sweet of you to ask. She recovered nicely. In fact, she's here somewhere, if you'd like to ask her yourself. Galerius and I are engaged and expecting. We've just bought a lovely villa in the countryside, with room for a large family, and Dooley too, of course. It feels like the world has just opened up for us. There's so much to learn, and so many more possibilities for our children than we...
This is a good-ass video game, by the by.
Thankful for what you did for us, for all of us. See you at the wedding, I hope.
Hello, I'm Dooley.
That you are.
Galerius said you're very nice and a big helper. Thank you for getting us out of the bad place. I didn't like it. I live at Galerius and Equitia's house. They look after me now and help me remember when I forget things, like brushing my teeth. Bye-bye.
Like it's got a bad that just says speed.
Evening.
Well, there's still endings that, like, I didn't get, because, I don't know.
I understand we have you to thank for giving us a second chance at life. And reuniting Centilla with us as well.
Oh, yeah, I never found Centilla.
Thank you. I'm living up north and studying in the military academy in Modena. I'm going to be an officer one day. The world's changed a lot. But some things stay the same. Would you believe we're still studying military tactics from my time? Alexander the Great, Caesar, Hannibal Barca. Still, I have to keep challenging myself to let go of old ways of thinking and embrace the new. As Seneca wrote, the ones who pioneered our paths aren't our masters, but our guides. He's not my... Oh, I see what you did there. Good one. He had more trouble adapting than most. He got himself disqualified from the UFC. So he started some kind of underground blood sport tournament, like we had in Rome.
Okay.
Suppose it appealed to people's baser instincts. And they say he made some good coin, killing a bunch of men like that. But his luck finally ran out. And his life along with it.
Oh!
You know what they say. Live by the sword, die by the sword. Perhaps.
Oh well.
Ah, you remembered that. Thank you. I grieved for a time, But that's done. In the words of Epictetus.
Yeah, whatever.
Mind yourself, your precious one isn't one of your possessions, but something given for now, not forever. Thanks. Oh, and I don't know if you've heard, but a few of us are going for drinks later. It'd be nice to chat with you some more. Great. See you at drinks later.
Hey.
I don't like you at all.
You are here. It's nice to finally meet you. Lucy is fine. I'm making an effort to blend in, as you can see. We are all trying to keep a low profile. If the world knew we died 2,000 years ago and were suddenly brought back to life 12 months ago, they'd never leave us alone. Speaking of which, I wanted to say thank you in person. I'd say the gods smile on you, but I hear you drove the last of them off. So...
Shoo, gods!
Oh. Ah, she didn't make it. She died from poison while you were in the Great Temple.
Ah, I forgot to save people's lives! I didn't realize that mattered!
Good woman and a friend. It wasn't your fault. Decius is to blame. He's here somewhere too. Not that anyone would talk to him.
I didn't realize that people who die stay dead. What do you mean?
I'm studying to get into medical school. As much as I resented the responsibility
Oh, well.
of keeping everyone in the city alive, when it ended, I realized I missed it. So I guess I'll just keep saving the world, if begrudgingly, one patient at a time. You too, don't be a stranger.
Oh well, oops, you know how it is. Just flashlight.
I take it you're the Oracle. Thanks for coming. Actually, I changed my name to Cynthia. I didn't want to be associated with Sentius after what happened. I'm not sure if you heard, but after you drove Pluto off, Proserpina emerged from the Great Temple. She knew right away what none of us had figured out about that psychopath. He'd been keeping my little sister locked up in the upper cistern all that time.
The place I never went.
He's been dealt with. He's... you know what? The important thing is, we'll never see him again. He's still there, all alone. The last golden statue in the underworld.
Oh!
Trapped.
I didn't forget about the upper cistern, I just
Slowly
chose not to
losing
go
his
there.
mind until the end of time. Eternal torment. Just what he deserves, if you ask me. Meh, I try not to think about him at all. Anything I want. I'm a woman of means in a vast new world. I can go wherever and do whatever I please. Of course, I mostly just stay in my villa and have my servant Alexa summon things for me, because it's just awful out there. Barbarians.
Alexa!
You too. See you around.
She's one of the Google Home people! The stranger who debated philosopher.
I take it you're the Oracle everybody's talking about. It's a pleasure to finally meet you. We have... I'm sorry, I don't remember.
Philip?
In any case...
Can you use it precisely the wrong time? Yeah, this is hella like one of the endings anyway.
And now I'm living in
Oops.
the 21st century. What a time to be alive. And it seems I have your catabasis to thank for it.
For what it's worth, you know how I fretted about like the spoiler warning thing at the end? It was in fact really shittily placed, and I walked straight past it without realizing.
I'm working as a consultant.
And by the time I realized it, I kind of already blew the lid, so I was like, well, fuck it, commit.
The odd gap in their knowledge. Not that I need the money, but I do love being around enlightened minds again. My sincere thanks once again.
Greetings. You must be the legendary Oracle. It is a sincere privilege to finally make your acquaintance.
I mean, you could pursue other endings. I still don't know what the other endings could even possibly be. I never really cottoned onto that train of logic.
I am told we have you to thank for freeing us from Hades, and for that, I am most grateful. I am reacquainting myself with Greece. It has changed so much over the last 2,000 years, I barely recognize it. This is at once heartbreaking and thrilling. Perhaps one day, once I have seen all of this new Greece and sampled her delights, I will settle down in Santorini in a villa overlooking the Azure-Aegean Sea. I hope you will join me there and regale me with the story of how you faced off against the fearsome god of the underworld.
Is the ending we were all trapped in a VR game? No. No. It's not that simple. I forgot. I was in such a rush that I got everyone fucking killed.
My friend, there is no need for you to apologize. You have done more than enough. You too, my...
At least it simplifies the ending dialogue. This guy sucks. Just straight to the end.
You're here. It's so lovely to see you again.
Remember how I brushed you the fuck off?
I'm thankful that you're here. I was sure the person who drove off the last pagan god would have more important things to do than visit the likes of us. But thank you for coming and for saving our lives. What you did was extraordinary. I'm living in Rome again, in a charming little flat by the Tiber. I'm not far from my old place. Oh, and I'm training to be a crisis counselor. After we lost Ulpius, I spent a lot of time reflecting on what I could have done differently. I couldn't shake the feeling that if I just found the right words...
That's horrible!
In the end, I decided to devote the rest of my life...
So many people... I didn't realize they would stay dead!
So I'm told, and I know that rationally. Maybe someday...
I didn't realize they'd stay dead! I'm a fucking time looper. I kinda thought that problem would solve itself.
And you?
Shit on it.
Greetings. Thank you for your kind words and for liberating us all. In all the time I was in the underworld, I
don't think it changes the gist of the ending, but I just imagine there'd be more people to talk to.
So much like Elysium. I'm recovering. Octavia was kind enough to let me stay with her for a while. At least until I'm well enough to be independent again.
That's what happens when you Groundhog Day so hard that you forget the value of human life.
Ah, you remember that. I'm a little tired of Ovid, but that's all right. I have 2,000 years worth of poetry to catch up on now. I'm already up to the 19th century, and am quite enjoying the work of a fellow named Poe. I think I may have found a kindred spirit. Men have called me mad, but the question is not yet settled whether madness is or is not the loftiest intelligence. And you?
Ah, hello at last. You must be the oracle I've heard so much about. I'm Dacius. Listen, I wanted to express my sincere appreciation for what you did. If it wasn't for you, I'd never been able to sell all those useless old relics I accumulated. Whatever you did in that temple made me a very wealthy man. Thank you. Such a acerbic wit. I love it. I took the money I made from selling my trinkets and started investing in the stock market. That's where the real money is now.
I hope this guy loses all his money in Bitcoin.
To ask your advice. You being the oracle and future seer and all that, on which stocks I should invest in next. I can't decide between fossil fuels, tobacco, gambling and arms. What would you recommend? Oh, don't be like that. You can tell your old pal Dacius. I won't take no for an answer.
I don't even have the option to not fuck him.
Oh, of course, yeah. I was just thinking the same thing. I'll go home and buy up stock as I can tonight. I'm gonna make a bloody fortune. Of course, don't let me keep you. Thanks again for the tips, my friend.
It is an honor to finally meet you.
You tried to kill me!
You know my name? Oh, of course. You are an oracle. You know many things. I too would like to...
That's how I react when people know my name in real life as well. It's like, ah, an oracle. It's like, no, you're just on the internet.
Truly wondrous. For a time, I returned to Alexandria, but they have no need of another fisherman, and I came to see.
Hey, Jobsha.
Nothing for me there. Instead, I have decided to follow the custom of your youths and backpack the world. It is a great adventure, and I have met many people from many cultures. I spent the first 25 years of my life avoiding the 42 sins that would deny me access to the afterlife. Now, I think it is time I had some fun. Indeed. Thank you, Oracle.
It's so nice to finally meet you. I've heard so much about you. I wanted to thank you personally for getting us out of there. I'm studying to be an architect again and living in a beautiful flat in Rotterdam, just down the river from Nijmegen, where I grew up. Of course, it's improved immensely since I was there last. Gleaming futuristic buildings and clean streets full of educated, accepting people. You natives of the 21st century have no idea how fortunate you are.
Truly, don't we?
You know, looking back, I think it might have been Rufius. But he was struggling with so many of his own demons. It's hard to hold a grudge. Nobody's heard from him, and I sometimes wonder what might have happened if one of us had been able to help him.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to cure Rufius' rheumatism.
You too. If you're ever in the Netherlands, I'd be happy to show you around. It's the least I could do.
Hello there. Oh, I go by Gabriella now. I didn't want to be reminded of that monster every time I heard my own name. You didn't hear? My adoptive father, Sentius.
The Oracle didn't hear everything, man.
To stop me from escaping. After you drove Pluto off, Proserpina came and released me, and that monster got what was coming to him. Don't worry, nobody did. I'm living by myself on a little vineyard in Umbria. It's something Ulpius and I used to talk about doing when we got out, and I thought that's what he would have wanted. But it's been hard. I don't know what I'm doing, and it's just not the same without him. Mostly, it just reminds me he's gone. Oh, it's hardly your fault. I'll be alright, in time. Thanks. You too.
Beefed it. He was originally going to break the rule. No, I guess I didn't really solve that problem. I solved a completely different problem.
There you are. I hope you enjoyed that. Now, there's one more person I wanted to introduce you to. I think you know her.
Sorry if I frightened you. Just a little joke I've been saving for a long, long time. Allow me to introduce myself properly. I am Proserpina, former goddess of the cycle of life and renewal, and now a regular mortal. I wanted to meet you in person, and thank you for freeing all these people, and me. I hate to think what would have happened to us without your intervention. I did. I may have given up my immortality, but I still retain my gifts as the goddess of the cycle of life and renewal. After witnessing Pluto punish countless poor souls over thousands of years, I knew this generation, the final wave, would not survive. So I tried to give them a way to buy more time. A second chance. Rather, as many second chances as they needed to avoid his wrath. Indeed. Suffice it to say that while Pluto was controlling the eyes and ears of each golden statue, I was able to control their tongues, and whisper to you when he was distracted. I am sorry my messages were so cryptic. There were only ever brief windows in which I could speak to you without being detected. I don't know what happened to him. I haven't heard from him.
I don't know.
And I rather hope
He's
it
gone.
stays that way.
Cool.
Oh, she inherited dominion over the underworld.
Huh?
Last time we spoke, she was working on a new world of some kind. She wouldn't say what it was, but I'd be surprised if you don't run into her again. I imagine we all will, one day.
Sequel hook! Woo!
And you, although it feels like I've known you forever. Oh, and one last thing. Do you remember all those golden statues scattered throughout the city? Good, because they remember you. Well done, my friend. Of all the heroes who ever journeyed to the underworld and returned, none came close to achieving it.
There's a... There's the gooses in the water!
Be proud.
What? Wait, the ending branches were that far up? I got the... Huh? What? But what were the other endings? I didn't even... What? What? What do you mean? What? But I didn't... I didn't realize I was getting the golden ending. Golden ending, Like, there's like 3 branches of the ending as well, right? And it showed like a timeline. The 3 of them, they were much earlier. So like I could have gotten ending 1 almost immediately? But like how? I don't know. No senator, no portal. Oh. Well, I didn't realize that was the best ending. I mean, I kind of had the inclination that it was like something, but I never... What the fuck is ending 2 and 3 then? I can't even picture that. Yeah, it is fully voiced as well. I think I'll figure it out on my own time. We'll leave that as a mystery. Just in case anyone else would, like, to sort of give myself a vague plausible out, given that I fucking, like, showed the long ending, apparently. Regardless, that was a really, really good game. Like, that was a really good game. It was sharply written, it was fun to puzzle through, it was a very reactive narrative. The time loop stuff is cleverly handled. I loved that. That was really good. Buy it and say that Punchy sent you so that the devs don't yell at me because I fucking blew past their spoiler warning, which I would like to impress once more. It's kind of not good enough. I held W for 0.8 of a second and blew right past it. Before I realized what I did, and by that point I was like, well, I'm committed to this now. Seek endings! Seek endings! Seek speedruns! I want to seek speedruns. I'm going to seek speedruns. Seek. Seek a way out. Great game, great writing, great acting, great... It's actually a really good-looking game, too, by the way. For its team size? Not even for its team size, actually. Fuck that. It's just a good-looking game. They may be okay with speedruns that don't... Well, fuck, I don't give a fuck if they're okay with speedruns that include the ending or not. Speedruns don't work on that kind of logic. When okay, casual playthrough, fine, whatever. I feel a bit bad about speedruns. All bets are off. I don't give a fuck about your spoiler warnings on a speedrun. Tap escape to continue. A message from the developers. We hope you enjoyed The Forgotten City. Sure did! We'd love to make even better games in the future, and you can help out by recommending The Forgotten City to a friend or writing a review. Friends! I will write a Steam review, though. If you'd like to be the first when we announce our next project, please connect with us here. This is cute, but no thank you. Wishing no offense, but I'll keep abreast, but I'm not going to click one of these right now. And that was The Forgotten City. They're a small team, they gotta hustle, but like that's a very good game. I'm actually really thrown by how good that is. Like, I was interested in this. I thought, this looks pretty cool. This looks pretty interesting. But, like, I don't know. I wasn't expecting it to be that good. That sounds mean, but I don't know how to say it. It's like, that's really the surprise. Like, that's the dark horse. That's out of nowhere. But white hallway, that's not... There are multiple white hallways in this fucking game. Yeah, no, I'm very impressed with that. I'm very impressed with this video game. That is a sharply written video game. I keep saying that because I am not a sharply written person. I have one phrase. I repeat it when you get near me and press the E key. But no, that's a really good video game. Apologies for kind of blazing past this part, but if it's any consolation, all of us think it's great. And with that, I suppose, honestly, this is about the time I would normally end my stream anyway, so, you know, that works out great, I think. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the stream, please drop me a follow on the twitch.tv. That was Forgotten City. Very good. Very good video game. quality ass video game. Well done. Congratulations, Modern Storyteller. You did good. And also follow my Twitter and join the community Discord. This is the prerequisite social media shilling thing I have to do. I'm sorry, being a content creator on the internet is hell. You understand. I saw your hustle at the end of your video game, so I do the hustle at the end of my stream, okay? Okay. And also, YouTube channel. There's a new video. I put it up on Sunday. Maybe you've seen it by now. I don't know. If you haven't, check it out. If you have, check it out again or something. I don't know. Do whatever you like. I can't make anyone do shit. I wish I could make everyone give me ad revenue. No, ad revenue sucks. That's not worth it. Oh, actually, I forgot to mention this. Before I bounce off, I should tell you guys. I've got 3 runs in Big Bad Gameathon. In September. Like, I've got 3 runs in. I'm doing Revelations 2012, 7 Mansions, and Gun Survivor 2. So I guess I have to practice one of those at some point. Mostly 7 Mansions. The other 2 I can kind of do off the cuff pretty easily. Yeah, I'd like speedruns. Do you guys remember when I did speedruns? Like, do you? Because I don't. You know, thought you might want to know. Thought you might want to know that. Thought that might be of interest to you. Dude, Twitch is being a pain in my balls. It's like... Why is my ad block disabled? What the fuck is going on? It's like it's forgotten everything I would normally, like... Ugh, irritating. I'm irritated right now. Whatever. I'm not gonna host anyone because Twitch is being a pain in the ass. So I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys later. I'll see you guys later. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye. Ta-ta for now.